And we're back in YPO Davos Hub. It is today, in the series of us understanding better Africa, a real honor for me to be today with Honorable Minister Musokotwane, who's Minister of Finance but also National Planning of Zambia. And what I always admire in ministers of finance is when they have a career as real business entrepreneur. You actually were in the agribusiness and you ran and created the largest dairy farm in Zambia. And I think it's very much aligned as we read in the news and media, your president, Ashelima, who's also a businessman and really showing the flag, Zambia is open for business. With that in mind, the country, when you took office about a year and a half ago, had a minus. It's now plus 3.1% growth. But that is, as I heard in the media, not satisfying to you. You want to push more, you want to grow more. And I'll start with the first, one of the strengths of Zambia. I want to talk about the agriculture aspect. And the question is actually, the food security is becoming, as we all know, a major concern in Davos. And can Zambia play a role in this issue? And how can investment in this sector be actually serve as a driver for sustainable food security?
Well, thank you very much for having me here. And it's a great pleasure to be in this part of the world because I studied just about 100 plus kilometers from here, Lake Constance University. So it's a pleasure to be here. Coming to your question, indeed, Zambia, we see ourselves as part of the solution to the crisis in the food crisis, to the world food crisis. This is so because, as you know, the price of grains have gone up because of the war. The food security in the world has become less. Our solution is that we have plenty of agriculture space in Zambia, which we are opening up to the rest of the world. So if there are investors in France, if there are investors in Brazil, if there are investors elsewhere, they are welcome. We are making preparations so that the land that we deliver for agriculture, there will be roads, there will be power, money for doing these things is available because we've already negotiated with that with the World Bank. So the rest is really to attract investment from anywhere in the world to come and work with us so that we produce not just ourselves because we are self-sufficient, but answer the problem of the world, where is the next bread baskets of the world going to come from. So that is our mission as far as agriculture is concerned.
Enormous interest in Zambia. I think I heard Monday you're getting the IMF director, you're getting the American Secretary Treasurer, so lots of traction. Zambia, to me, was always known as the copper belt, of course, on the mining industry. How are you going also to transform, I understand you have a plan, to be part of the future of energy using the whole mining sector and renovating it?
Yes, that is yet an answer to the challenges facing the world regarding the migration to green energy. Green energy will require lots of copper, it will require lots of cobalt, it will require lots of manganese, nickel, items which are all available in Zambia. In the light of this, again, we've created incentives. We've created incentives for our mining sector to attract more investors so that, for example, in the area of copper, from the 800,000 tons of copper that we are producing now, we want to reach 3 million tons in the next 10 years. 3 million tons of copper in the next 10 years. Now, some people will be saying, well, this is the old story of commodity production. Yes, it is an old story of commodity production, but a very important one. Because part of the problem why Africa is lagged behind is because we have neglected what we were good at doing. 40 years ago, 50 years ago, Chile, which is now the #1 producer of copper, was producing the same quantity of copper like Zambia. Now they produce more than, I think, about 5 million tons of copper. And you can imagine what it has done to the economy. Zambia is too stagnated at below 1 million tons. So it makes sense, therefore, for us, even with the raw copper, to produce it more. And our target is 3 million tons, because this is a commodity that is required in the world. I can also give examples of how countries like Nigeria and others used to be mountains of groundnuts, mountains of palm oil. Those were neglected, and the Asians took over the markets. So what we are saying now that, yes, copper is a commodity, but we shall produce more of it because the world needs it, and capture our position in the world. But of course, on top of that, now copper being something that is required for the green energy, yes, we'll sell copper, but we are also attracting investment to add value to the copper, because this is what is required in the next phase of the world. So copper production, we are going to raise it. Value addition to copper, we are going to raise it. And we are giving very good incentives for this. Those who are interested, come and talk to us and hear the good incentives that we have provided.
And that was my last question also with regard to Zambia. We have in YPO a lot of companies that are tech. I understand that you have a plan well beyond mining and agriculture. What are actually those incentives if companies would want to install and come into business? We've got a lot of companies already of YPO that are in Rwanda. President Kagame has been very friendly with YPO. Zambia is a new market, I would say. We want to have a chapter also in Zambia as well. What would be the incentive for YPO businesses to come, as you mentioned?
Yeah, of course, you are most welcome. But the specific incentives, these are, for example, if you produce an item that is export-oriented, the income tax does not kick in until after 10 years of you making a profit. There are several others, but I think this is the most dramatic one. So you come in, you make your profits, you will not pay tax until after 10 years. And after that, you get introduced in the tax net, but at a graduating scale. I believe this is one of the best incentives that you can get in the world. But beyond that, there are also non-tax incentives. For example, I get from your accent that you're French.
Belgian, nobody's
Belgian.
perfect.
Okay. Members of countries, people coming from Europe, members of the European Union, people coming from America, people coming from China, India. Now you don't need to apply for a visa when you're coming to Zambia. Just come yourself with your suitcase, because we'll not ask you for a visa. We'll not even ask you to pay anything. How can you get it better than this anywhere in the world?
Thank you very much, Honourable Minister. A last question with regards to Davos, and we're already well advanced in the week. Yeah. Lots of challenges, but if you had to walk out of Davos and you had to select one big challenge that you think that the leaders of the world, including yourself, have to solve, what's the real priority for you here?
The big priority, I think from a social point of view, but which is a good thing to the world, is to move faster in the movement towards the green energy. Because the whole planet, our survival as human beings, as the Earth, depends on that. And the good thing for us, as I've said before, we are part of the solution. Whether it is the copper, from the nickel, and so forth, whether it is from the agriculture sector, because the agriculture sector is also part of the green initiative to grow more green stuff. And we are offering the land to work with us, offering incentives. So let the world move on toward the green economy.
Excellent. Honourable Minister, thank you very much. YPOers, the world is out. Zambia is definitively open for business.
Zambia is back in business. Just come and try it for yourself. We want you to make profits, because when you make profits, you sustain the jobs, but also we'll be able to tax you just a bit so that we can spend money on education, on infrastructure, on health. I think this is the road that we've taken.
And that's the most important.
Yes.
Putting people before profit is something that is important for us.
Yes, but both are important.
Both together.
Yes.
Thank you.